to a one-man band. He had a harmonic in his mouth and a banjo and a drum on his back and cymbals in his knees. And I said, how'd you like to have two blondes in front of you dancing? And he said, sure. So I went home and made up 5 routines that could go with any song he could possibly play. And we went down the next day and we stood on each side of him and we would tap dancing on Fisherman's Wharf. And you know, we would make about $80 a day. Someone from the Johnny Carson show saw us and flew us down to be plants in the audience. And within the Johnny Carson show, you know, he used to ask who has talent in the audience. So it was like, it ended up being the most incredible summer of all, panhandling on Fisherman's Wharf. Yeah. When I came to New York, I came as a song and dance gal because I could sing and dance, but I couldn't come to New York and just take over and direct everybody. So when I started, you know, I would dress very unfeminine and, you know, wear a hat and, you know, didn't want anybody to think that I was anything but a director or choreographer. I didn't want them to think, you know, I pulled all the sex out of myself, you know, just to be taken seriously. And, you know, you don't have to do that anymore, and I don't have to do that anymore. But that's why I put some curls in my hair today. There was a fella that was coming to town from London that wanted a choreographer for a show called Crazy Few. And I was very lucky that I had the comedy of When the World Goes Round. There were a lot of comedy bits in that. And then the extravaganza of Liza, that he thought that I would be able to do Crazy Few. So that was Mike Ockran, and he hired me to do Crazy Few. So yeah, so then that was my very first Broadway show. So that's probably the one that's most dear to me. You can't wait for the phone to ring. And I tell that to kids too, the phone is not going to ring. You have to go out and make it happen. You have to go out and stir it up. You have to create it. If you really believe in your art or your talent, you have got to be the one to make it work. What's the worst that could happen? They could just say no, you know, but that you should ask the question. But there was a knock on the door, and the door opened, and he didn't say hello in full voice. He started to sing, that face, that fabulous face. And he went past me down the hallway. He went dancing down the hallway. I have a long New York hallway. And he danced around, and he got up on top of my sofa, finished the song, and then looked down at me and said, hello, I'm Mel Brooks. Theater's in a funny place right now financially, and a lot of people only want to invest in the tried and true, and that's why you see so many revivals. It's scary for producers to put money in something new. And I think today an audience has a more cinematic eye. Anyway, you can no longer sing a song called Bill, and there's no Bill in the show, and then there would be a blackout. You know, and an audience doesn't want that anymore. They want it to keep going forward. So even choreographically, you change the sets with choreography, and the choreography means something. In the end, I'm an entertainer. So even if I'm doing something serious like Scottsboro Boys, if you don't entertain them, they won't listen. For all of us in the theater, we're here because we love to tell stories. Thank you. Good luck to everybody.